Most people spend their entire lives waiting to become someone, but they never actually decide who they want to become. And that single decision is costing you your entire life. Reinventing yourself is one of the most powerful things you will ever do, and it starts with one decision: deciding who you actually want to be. Not who other people expect you to be, not who you used to be, but who you want to become right now. The problem is, most people never make that decision. They do not take the time to think about who they want to be. They just drift. They let their circumstances decide who they are. They let other people decide who they are. And then one day they wake up and they don't recognize themselves. So here is the truth about reinventing yourself: it's all about understanding who you are right now, not who you were 5 years ago, not who you were in your last relationship, who you are today. And that person is different. That person has been through things. That person has learned things, and that person deserves to be built intentionally. Most people never do this work. They carry the old version of themselves into every new situation and wonder why nothing changes. You cannot build a new life with the same identity that created the old one. At some point, you have to put that version of yourself down and decide who comes next. Start by doing an honest accounting of who you are right now. What works? What doesn't work? What belongs in the next version of your life? And what needs to be left behind? This includes the habits, the relationships, the environments, the beliefs, all of it. Strip it back to the bare essentials of who you actually are and what you actually want, then build from there. Now, here's the trap I see most people fall into. You do not need to figure out the whole thing before you start. You just need to know enough to take the next step. Reinvention is not one moment. It is 1,000 small decisions made consistently over time. Find the version of yourself worth becoming. Then have the courage to go out and be that person. The version of you that you are building right now does not have to look like anything you have done before, but knowing who you want to become is only the beginning. This is where most people self-sabotage. You cannot wait until you feel ready. Do not wait until the pain goes away. Do not wait until things settle down. That moment never comes. Readiness is not something you feel. It is something you decide. You decide you are done waiting. You decide you are done being who you were, and then you start becoming who you want to be. The discomfort of starting is always worse in your head than it is in reality, every single time. The moment you take the first step, everything shifts, not because the path gets easier, but because you finally start moving. And once you start moving, the next question becomes how. The next thing to figure out is what actually works for you, not what works for everyone else, not what looks good on social media, what works for you. And this is harder than it sounds because we are surrounded by other people's versions of what a good life looks like. Strict morning routines, perfect habits, flawless discipline, and none of it is real, or at least none of it is real for most people. The truth is, there is no single path that works for everyone. The only path worth building is the one you will actually stick to. And the only way to find that out is to be brutally honest with yourself about what you need, not what you think you should need, what you actually need. Some days that is getting up early and moving your body. Other days that is giving yourself time to think before the world gets loud. Both are valid. The key is listening to yourself instead of following a template that someone else built for their life. The best path forward is the one that fits who you actually are, not who you think you should be, When you find things that feel right, the thing that actually connects with you will not have to force yourself to do it. You will want to do it because it belongs to you. And always remember, it only takes one day to turn everything around.